One of the hardest things when it comes to going away, especially if you're a goal-oriented person, is making sure that you keep on top of the things that you need to do in order to reach your goals. That was definitely the thing that I was most worried about for weeks 2 and 3, because we are taking our long-awaited trip to Korea and Singapore. Korea in particular because my brother was getting married there, and Singapore because we're close enough, so why not? When it came to setting my goals for Q1, I knew that this trip was coming up, and in fact I just decided to make it one of my goals, or make having an enjoyable trip one of my goals. So that means that my priorities list for week 2 in particular looked like this. Yeah, one thing, just enjoy the Korea trip. While I didn't have any other one-off things that I wanted to do for my other goals that I'm working on this quarter, I did still have the routines that I wanted to keep track of while I was away. And going into week 2 and 3, I already knew that some of these are not probably going to happen very consistently, or possibly not happen at all, but that doesn't mean that I want to just throw the towel in on all of them. We've talked about it before, but our goals don't actually require us to be perfect to make progress. But in order to see how week 2 got on, we're gonna have to jump back to the Sunday of week 1. Good afternoon. That sounds weird. Technically, good evening. It's time to leave to go to the airport. Very exciting. We are well and truly stocked and ready to roll out. We've officially made it to our gate and we're just hanging out waiting for our flight. I don't actually know when it is. I think it's in like 50 minutes, so we'll probably board in like 20. Pretty sweet. What are you most excited for the trip?
Food! I'm gonna have some kimbap and I'm gonna have those wonderful soups I saw in K-pop Demon Hunters.
I was like thinking about the ramyun. I'm like, what, you mean the fire ramyun that's gonna like burn your taste buds off?
I ate one of those. I was so sick I couldn't taste it.
Yeah, it didn't help you clear your sinuses.
I did. It blasted the hell out of my nose.
So we have officially made it onto the plane, but we didn't necessarily go the right way. We accidentally boarded from the back of the plane when we were sitting in row 5. So, lesson learned, but we made it. And we're ready to go?
Yeah.
We're ready to go. Well, we made it to the International Departure Lounge, and now we are notably lounging. I'm very much looking forward to getting on the flight though. I'm so tired, but the flight doesn't actually depart until like 1:15 or something in the morning. I have never had a flight that has left quite that late, and I don't think I love it, and I don't think I want to do it again. I'm pretty sure like as soon as we get into our seats and get properly seated, I'm gonna fall asleep. But sleeping is practically like time traveling, because sleep feels shorter than waking hours. So that's a plus. Makes the flight go faster. That's a travel hack for you. So tired. Yay! Officially boarding time. Yes! Home sweet home for the next 10 or so hours. But for now, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night. Good morning.
Hello.
Happy Monday. Okay, not so happy Monday. How was your sleep?
I'm so tired.
So was that good?
No.
Yeah, I mean, okay, as far as sleeping on planes go, it was not that bad, but it was also sleeping on a plane, so it was not that great.
I can't sleep upright very well.
I will say that travelling in premium economy, because Mum booked us premium economy flights, so thank you to Mum, that is much more comfortable than economy. The seats are a little wider, they actually recline a little more, we have some decent leg room. Did you enjoy your meal last night?
The meal was actually good. They woke me up for the meal.
Yeah, they woke me up for the meal too, because I was kind of, literally got on the plane, looked at my seat and went, yep, this is where I'm sleeping for the next 10 hours. We got like about, I don't know, an hour into the flight, then they came around with dinner. What did you have for dinner? Chicken, very descriptive.
And rice.
Yeah, by that point I turned my phone off, so I didn't get any footage of it, but it was quite a nice meal. It was like chicken, rice with some stir-fried veggies, and had a little bread roll thing, and there was a little cake, and some cheesy crackers.
It was good.
It was good. I hope we get breakfast as well, because I'm peckish now. Even though the sleep was poor, we did get about 6 hours of it.
Yeah.
But how long until we get to Singapore now?
Just under 3 hours.
Oh yes. And then you can stretch your legs and we can go and find a comfy seat. I don't even know how long our layover is, honestly.
I've got no idea. I barely know what's happening now.
It's alright. Let's just go back to beach and chill then. We made it to Singapore and it's hot and I hate it. Go Tony Robo, go. Don't get me, don't get me. I think it totally counts to keep the exercise streak alive by walking between terminals. We'll see how many steps I get first. We found a water feature. It's so cute.
Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Time for the last flight. Yay!
Hello there.
We've made a very upsetting discovery.
What's that?
I forgot my wallet.
You're just gonna have to be supported by your man.
I know, right? Please pay my way. Be my meal ticket.
You're my meal ticket, though.
Oh no! Thankfully, that seems to be the only thing we forgot at this point in time, so we should be okay. But right now, there's nobody sitting beside me, so we're really sincerely hoping, given the fact that they've started playing like, hey, here's how to get Wi-Fi on the plane, we might have a free seat next to us. Fingers crossed. But this is the last flight. Are you excited?
Oh my god, guys, you have no idea how much I need to shower.
Well, we have now officially made it to the hotel. We've got somebody who's bringing our bags up for us though, which felt very nice but also weird because I like to be able to wheel my bag into the room and I don't have it here. Now I feel like I have to wait around for them to show up. But brother and sister are going to come meet us. We're going to go and grab some dinner and then probably hopefully get an early night because we are zonked. And also just feeling gross. Like I want to shower, but I also know that we're going to be going out for tea with them and they're already kind of in the area, so don't want to keep them waiting.
Look at
this! We found them!
You film this?
Right, chicken and...
It's chicken and
Jonga is officially the one who knows how to order things.
Oh yeah, that's definitely spicy. That one.
Bogle got a free nacho.
Thank you, Jonga.
Thank you, Jonga.
From the house.
I am well and truly zonked. It was a long day of travel, but I'm very glad to be here now. Very excited for what the rest of our trip has in store for us. But more than anything, I'm just really excited for an actual night's sleep in a bed. We went to a fried chicken place for dinner, which was really tasty, and Jonga got us some welcome to Korea gifts, which was very nice of her. Bogle's just having a shower. I was thinking about having one, but then I'd have to dry my hair, and honestly I couldn't be bothered. I'm just gonna have a shower in the morning. The general idea is that we're gonna take it kind of easy in the morning tomorrow, so hopefully not getting up too early and getting our day started at 10-ish rather than a little earlier, which we'll probably aim for the rest of the days. And as far as goal action steps go, I did pretty good to try and keep my fluid intake up. It can be a little bit difficult when the amount of water you can have is kind of limited by the frequency with which the plane crew bring around water for you to drink. But I did nab a little water bottle on one of the flights, so I can take that around with me for the rest of our trip, which is good. As far as steps go, because of the time changes and all of that, I'm not really too sure if I accurately got over 8,000 steps, but I'm pretty sure I did. Like, I think it read at about 7,000 something, and then the time changeover happened, but we weren't anywhere close to the end of the day yet, so I'm probably gonna give myself a win on that. And although there was no formal exercise, it wasn't, like a 30-minute walk or anything like that, there was definitely informal exercise done throughout the day. And given the fact that my exercise streak is really just kept alive by doing any form of exercise, that definitely counts. For now though, as said, I'm completely zonked, so I'm gonna go to bed. We've got an exciting day ahead of us tomorrow, so good night. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Happy better sleep than on a plane, only by a little. Okay, no, it wasn't that bad. But we did find that having the window slightly ajar did at least keep the room cool enough to sleep in, because the thermostat is set to 25 here and you can't turn it down. And I'm like, that's not sleeping temperature, that's a sauna. I like it cooler. I'm a reverse lizard. But we do think we need to have it just a little bit more open tomorrow night so that then it's kept just a tad more cool, but in general, quite pleasant. On the cards for today, need to get up, need to have a shower because I'm feeling absolutely gross, and then we're going to be going and doing some temple touring type thing. I don't remember which ones in particular we're going to, but it should be good. In terms of, routines that I'm trying to build goal-wise, I am feeling very confident that I will get my steps for the day. I'm a little worried about water, but I do have my mini bottle. I don't know how many places there are to fill up a mini bottle when I'm out and about though, so it might just be like a chug before you go and a chug when you get back type deal. And I can't remember what my other ones are, so I guess they don't matter. But we need to get the show on the road, so I do need to get up and get in the shower and get clean, because I still feel gross from the planes. Vogel's figuring out how to use the water filter thing. He tried to press the cold button, but it's just like, no, you can't have that. I can't tell you how many mils though, it's kind of fancy.
It's very helpful.
Feeling a lot more fresh and clean now, but faux pas number 3, I think I'm up to, has been noticed. I don't know if it's every single one that I purchased last week, but last week I went and topped up my shampoo and conditioner stash in the sense that I was running out. I usually like to buy in bulk. Bought them home and I was like, oh, I'll fill up my little travel bottles, all goods. So I got in the shower this morning, went to use my shampoo. It was conditioner. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just got them the wrong way around. Nope, they're both conditioner. But I know that I put in different bottles, and I usually get like a slightly different combination for like my shampoo one versus my conditioner one. They come in different colored bottles, and I'm really concerned that I just bought 4 bottles of conditioner instead of 4 bottles of shampoo and now have 8 bottles of conditioner sitting for me at home. I know it's not the end of the world. I know I can just buy more shampoo, but it is definitely frustrating. So for the purposes of this trip, I shall be using my shampoo bottle, which actually has conditioner in it, as conditioner, so hopefully when I get back to New Zealand, I can fill it up with actual shampoo. Sigh. If you were wondering what stuff up 1 and 2 were, it was the wallet, and I also forgot my antiperspirant, so I'm like, that's cool, we're going to Singapore. Hope everybody really loves sitting next to me. The thing with the wallet in particular, I always kind of remind myself, like, it doesn't really matter if you forgot anything on your trip, so long as you have your passport and your wallet. Like, you can figure everything out, passport, wallet, phone. And I forgot my wallet! The fam is here. It's time to go to breakfast. So excited. Breakfast was most pleasant though. Always a big fan of a buffet breakfast, and there are a lot of options for us to try across the week that we're here, but we're just hanging out in the room for a little bit until we decide to head off. I think we're meeting up at like 10 or something. It's currently about 9:25, and I was kind of tempted to actually set up a tracker in my journal for my habits and routines that I'm trying to build. I don't necessarily know how accurate I'm going to be with tracking those things across the week. Some of them might be like I did some work towards this and am not sure if I can officially check it off type deal. But some is better than none. Are we ready for the day?
Yeah,
Are you excited about our outings?
I am.
Which part are you most looking forward to?
Going outside. No, I'm looking forward to the temple. It's going to be really cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I honestly forgotten what comes after that, so.
I'm looking forward to meeting Jonga's mum. That should be good too.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Alrighty, we're rugged up-ish, almost. There are other pieces to assemble, obviously. But let's go.
Yeah.
We made it to the lobby and we're all taking turns to go outside to test if our warm weather stuff it's not warm weather stuff, our warm gear keeps us warm against the cold weather. There goes Mum for her test. It's good.
The strawberry cake is tempting me.
Whoops. So, in theory, today's temple day, but guess what's closed?
The temple.
Yeah, I think it's actually a palace, but we didn't realize that it's actually closed on a Tuesday. So we're just swapping our days around. We're going to go do that tomorrow, and we're going to do Wednesday's plan today. What is Wednesday's plan?
Don't know.
I think it's something to do with a museum.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You'll see some footage, and then we'll know what we're doing.
Exactly. Time to get off the bus.
I want to poke it.
I'll go poke it then.
Dawn, don't be silly. Oh God, you can't reach it.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, we can see the ripples. Very good. absolutely exhausted. Which makes sense because we did over 20,000 steps today. So even if I didn't quite hit 8k yesterday, which I still definitely think I did, but if I didn't, at least I made up for it today. The average is well and truly intact. But as Vogel and I mentioned, we didn't actually realize that the Gyeongbokgung Palace was not open on a Tuesday. I don't know why it didn't occur to us to actually look that up before we got here, but it's cool. The nice part about the itinerary is that today's plan and tomorrow's plan were actually swappable. So we just did tomorrow's plan today. So we went over to the National Museum of Korea and had a look around there, which was nice. We went to a place called a Tusum place for some food. We kind of got like a light lunch because we figured we'd get an early dinner. And then we took a cable car up to the hill. It has a tower on it. I think it might be called the End Tower or something like that. But that was cool. Really nice views. And you really got an appreciation for how big the city is, because compared to where we're from, like literally Wellington is called the coolest little capital because it is quite small. And even with me coming from Melbourne, I'm just like, yeah, Melbourne is not this big. Or if it is, it definitely doesn't feel that big. But Jonga picked a spot for us to go have our dinner. I know there was an actual name for it. I can't remember what it was, but it was very tasty. I tried some of the spicy noodles. They were definitely too spicy for me, but I'm proud of myself for trying something new. I don't think I made it to 2 liters of water today, but I tried to drink as much water as I could whenever I could. So I don't feel super dehydrated, but I should probably chug a bit more water before we go to sleep. Which, even though it's like only 9:25, I think that sleep will be coming for me soon because I am exhausted. Like, we went to the Tusum place and I was sitting at the table just zoning out, kind of falling asleep in my chair because I was so tired. But even with the tiredness and even with it being absolutely freezing, we had a really good day. And also, totally forgot to mention it, after dinner, brother took us to go get bingsu, which is so delicious. It's like this shaved ice with toppings dessert. The shaved ice is literally just like snow, effectively. And then the toppings that we got, because it's essentially like 1 per 2 people, because it's quite large, was this like strawberry topping with an ice cream scoop, and it was so tasty. I definitely feel like I want to get that again while we're here, but I also want to try other things, so we'll see.
Hello.
Hello.
Look at that transition.
What was your favorite from today? Or what were your highlights?
My highlights, I really like the Seoul Tower.
Mm-hmm.
A nice view up there. Got some cool photos. Even if the locks, some look better than others.
Yeah, so many locks.
Yeah, some of them are a bit old and rusted, which is sad.
Their love will last though.
Yeah, unless Jess uses her, what did you say?
Yeah, my what was it? It's a budget saving hack. Just take an alcohol wipe up there, and then you don't have to pay for your own lock.
And a Vivid.
And a Vivid.
Yeah.
We did not do that. We're not those people.
No, we're not going to do that.
We'll joke about it, but we won't do it.
No. And then I liked the shaved ice cream as well.
That was yum.
And I said there was a third thing. It's been a long day, guys. I'm quite sore. I forgot it. I also really like the food. Yeah. It's very nice.
Of the food, what was your favorite food that you tried today?
I really liked the soup we had with the dumplings.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And I liked, we had these little rice ball things that had little nori in them.
Yeah, the seaweed rice balls, like seaweed sesame rice balls.
I had more than my fair share of those.
You had a decent chunk. I liked the soup as well. I liked the little rice cake discs that were in the soup. They were really tasty. But what are your plans for right now?
I'm gonna have a shower.
Yeah, and then we're gonna
go to bed.
So what do we say?
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is hard to keep track of the days. Looks like it's gonna be another frosty day, which makes sense because it's winter here. I definitely think that I am surprised about how cold it actually is, because I don't think I've ever been like, hanging around a city that has days that don't even get beyond 0 degrees Celsius. And the temperature change between outdoor and indoor places has certainly caught me off guard more than once. You kind of walk through the threshold of a place and just get hit with this wall of hot air, but you're completely rugged up because you've been outside. So I was like, oh my god, get all these layers off really quickly. I'm so overheated now. But on the cards for today, we have yesterday's plans, but today, because the palace won't be closed. And I know I repeatedly called the palace a temple yesterday. That was not intentional. I just forgot what everything was called, and I apologize. So we're gonna go to Gyeongbokgung Palace. We're going to the Hanok Village. We're gonna eat some good food, hopefully on the way. Honestly, whenever I go on holiday, it's usually about the food. And yesterday, Vogel did us a kindness by asking the concierge if we could have a set of scales so that we can continue doing our weigh-ins while we're on holiday. Now, for some people, that wouldn't really be a kindness. They're like, no, I'm on holiday. I don't want to know how much I weigh during my stay. day. But for him in particular, it's very much about that idea of keep the streak alive, you know, doing the daily weigh-ins to be mindful of how much you weigh so that you can make choices in relation to that. For me, I'm like, they're here, so I'm gonna keep weighing in. And thus far, thankfully, I have not gotten too much heavier. If we think about my starting weigh-in being the day of our departure, I was at 90.8. I'm currently at 90.6, so actually I've gone down. But, you know, this set of scales is different to my one at home, so there might be some variation in that. I'm really not going to be counting any of my chickens until we actually get back from our trip, but it is nice to have a data point while I'm away, especially given that the first thing that's on the cards for today is breakfast, and it's a buffet-style breakfast, and I love breakfast. But because we don't also have any set plans about when we're having lunch, or dinner even, I always do find that on holiday I prefer to eat just a bit more for breakfast so that then it can sustain me. Especially because a lot of the time on these kind of trips we're doing a lot of walking around, so it's nice to have the energy up for those. I ended up getting over 20,000 steps yesterday, and I certainly count the just general walking around to be keeping the exercise streak alive, because on a regular day, even with exercise, I'm not usually getting 20,000 steps. For now though, I do need to go and dry my hair because I do not want to go out into the chilly world with wet hair. I'll end up with frozen hair, and that doesn't sound very fun. And then we can go down for breakfast. Breakfast is done. It's time to head off for the day.
So chilly.
It's so cold, guys, they gave us a public service warning that it's cold.
Yep. Stay safe out there.
Yep.
Well, it is now 9:15. It has been another very walking heavy day, and I am well and truly zonked. That being said, in terms of actions towards goals, I did a very good job on walking. We got to 24,000 steps. Nope, actually that is 25,000. Definitely bumping up that average. But today was the day that we were actually going to go to the palace and to the temple, in theory. We did go to the palace. That took longer than I think we were really expecting. It was a lot bigger, a lot more kind of spread out than we expected. So we walked around that for pretty much the entire of the morning. We then went over to the National Palace Museum of Korea, of which there were some pretty cool things to look at, and also a couple seats. So we got to rest our feet for just a little bit, because after that it was time to go find lunch. We ended up having katsu for lunch, which was pretty good. Not my personal favorite, but everybody else seemed to enjoy theirs, so I think I'm just not a pork katsu kind of person. I much prefer a chicken katsu, and that wasn't the restaurant's specialty, so they didn't have that. We did get to go see the Hanok village though, which was really cool, and I especially liked the little signs telling you to be quiet because people actually live there, so you don't want to disturb the locals. That's not the vibe. But even more excitingly, given the fact that one of my main kind of things when it comes to holidaying is about the food, it was really cool to get to hit up 2 of the food places that I had put on my radar, one of which was the London Bagel Museum. I don't know what the connection between London and bagels is. Mum was very hung up on it. She's like, but bagels are from New York. But it was really nice. They had a really nice kind of vibe in there. They had a good range of bagels. Mum and I shared a fig bagel and then put a lemon curd and cream cheese spread on top. It was actually really delicious. And it was just really cute to see it. I loved the entire aesthetic they had in there. They had a table that had like a full film crew with them, I swear. I don't know if they were doing a commercial or maybe they just have some kind of like high production social media kind of thing going, but they had like multiple angles and like the proper cameras as opposed to me sitting here filming on iPhone. It was pretty cool though. And then the other place that we got to hit up that was on my radar, I actually don't know the name of it, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. This was definitely one of those like as seen on Instagram kind of things. But even better than that, not only was the aesthetic totally on point, but my drink that I got there, which was a matcha cream iced latte thing, was actually bloody delicious. Like I would definitely get one of those again, or I could figure out how to make it myself. Don't know how I would go about doing that at home though. What was also really exciting though is the fact that they had the lights show going, which was supposed to finish like the day before we got here. So it was kind of like, oh bummer, like we missed that, but it is what it is. But they actually extended it for 2 weeks. So lucky us, we actually got to go and walk along the river and see all of those. And it was a really cool installation. I think the nice part is that obviously it's winter here, so it's very cold and gets dark quite early and such. So it's nice to have something to incentivize people to come out. Though that being said, we got 3 separate cold weather warnings on our phones today. The best part is they're all in Korean, so I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on. But Jonga, our official translator, told us that, yeah, it's just effectively warning everybody to say, hey, it's going to be really dang cold. Think about staying inside. And if you do go outside, make sure you are well rugged up. I think that technically today it was warmer than it was yesterday, but it felt colder than it was yesterday. I think mostly that was wind chill. I didn't so much feel cold on like my body or my legs or anything, but it was mainly my face. Whenever the wind would get us, I'm like, oh god, that is a bit chilly. That's a bit brisk. And especially with, you know, my sensitive skin right now, having that wind blasted with very cold, dry air isn't necessarily doing wonders for it, but it is healing. I think it is distinctly less noticeable than it was when it was freshly ripped apart. I found that in terms of goal actions, the hardest one for me that I am kind of trying to maintain while I'm away is drinking water. And that's just because I don't have a drink bottle that is very sizable that I'm taking out with me every day. The one that I have is only 300 milliliters. So to get my 2 liters, I have to drink about 7 of those per day, and that's not happening. And also with the dry weather in particular, I'm finding myself to be a lot more parched more often. I don't know what the exact remedy for that is outside of going and buying a bigger water bottle, but then either I have to carry it around, or more likely than not, Vogel has to carry it around, and that doesn't feel very kind. So essentially anytime we've been going to an eatery or a restaurant or whatever, I've just been like chugging water. But I haven't necessarily been keeping good track of how much I've been chugging. Totally forgot to mention though, I made a little pouch. I thought it was pretty cute. I don't know what the Korean says in terms of like how to say it in Korean, but in English it is I can do it. And I thought that kind of fit the vibe for this entire series and challenge. Plus I thought the other emblems were pretty cute. Another one of my goal actions though that I have been not necessarily thriving with this week and don't really expect to for pretty much the entire trip away, is tracking my food. And typically this would be in the form of tracking it on an app that kind of like, you know, calculates all of the calories and how much protein and how much carbohydrates and yada yada, that kind of a thing, because then I can see whether I'm in a calorie deficit, which is something that will help towards weight loss. But I don't do that very often when we're eating out, and we're essentially eating out for the entire trip, to the extent where we didn't bring any food with us. So yeah, we're eating out for the entire of this trip. But I feel like I would still like to be in the habit of keeping track. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up just a food log in my journal, something where I can just write down to say what it is we've been eating. And I don't feel like it needs to be super fancy, and it doesn't need to have all of the specifics about the calorie information and such, because it's not like I could calculate that anyway. And then I can still put a check in the box, because I think it still counts. It still keeps me in the routine of keeping track of what I'm intaking. Essentially though, I'm gonna do that and call it a night, because I am zonked. I think we're gonna aim for a less walking heavy day tomorrow, which I know my feet will definitely thank me for, because right now they are sore. I still think I'm gonna pretty easily hit over 8,000 steps though. Anywho, good night. Good morning, happy Thursday to everybody except my YouTube app, who won't let me log in. I'm very frustrated about it, because there's a feature on YouTube that lets you A/B test different title combinations, like title and thumbnails. And so I set one for the video that went out today, not realizing that it decided to cut the test period short and has thus set an ineffective title. I'm like, I just want to go in and pick one of the titles that was supposed to be better, but you won't let me get in to actually do that, because I can't edit it via the app. I have to do it via the web browser, and anytime I go to the web browser, it's like, I don't know if this is you. I'm like, it is me. You've already verified this is my phone. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go have breakfast. I love breakfast. Breakfast will make everything better. Breakfast was tasty as per usual, and the ever helpful Monica has helped me out with my conundrum regarding the YouTube titles, so that one is sorted now too. In terms of the plan for today, we are going to Jonga's mum's restaurant. We're gonna have lunch there, and then I have pretty much no idea what we're doing with the rest of the day. I think we're going to the Lotte Tower. All in all, a general sightseeing kind of day, and hopefully one where we don't walk as much, because my feet are sore. They're not that bad, but the more I walk on them, the quicker I get to the fatigued state in any given day. Feeling ready to go. Sadly, Bogle put my water in the fridge last night, but it's frozen. So I have an ice cube for the coldest day that we've been here. Yay! Looks like there's something frozen in it. It's really gross. I know that's not actually the case, it's just an air bubble, but it looks gross. But that's okay, it will defrost, and then I will have icy cold water for the icy cold day. There we go, we're all rugged up and ready to go. Ding! Door open. We got a pamphlet and a treat. I don't know what the treat is, but it seems exciting. Well, we're doing an excellent job at spending money and not winning any prizes. Brother and Jonga have the knack, but the rest of us do not have the knack.
No knack.
But it's okay, because brother won me a Snorlax, which is very cute, and won mum a little Sean. There you go, there's Sean. So we're having a good time, even though it's essentially just like gambling with skill. Because you don't necessarily know if the claw's going to rotate, or if it's going to have like a solid grip strength or no grip strength whatsoever, but it is a bit of fun.
This is my wow. Jonga won it for me. Thank you, Jonga.
So these are the grand total of our winnings from this one. Very cute. Sorry, we spoke too soon. There's actually another one. Oh, there we go. It's the trifecta. On the other hand, I just went and purchased mine because it was easier, and then I know that I can get exactly the one I want, because sometimes soft toys have, I'm not gonna say deformities, but they look a little bit like squashed or something like that. So I made sure to pick out the non-squashed Mimikyu, and I also got the non-squashed Dragonite for Rachel, because that's her favorite Pokemon. The most common phrases we have heard today was last one and just one more time. Which I feel like kind of loses its meaning if you say it as many times as we did. The adventure continues.
We've spent all our money on little games now. It's time to go get some food.
Well, after much walking around today, my ankle is finally done. It has started to split the skin just ever so slightly, so we're not quite at the bleeding phase yet, but we are getting close. That being said, I've definitely gotten my steps. We are continuing to step because we haven't quite made it home yet. Right now we're just waiting for a dinner kind of booking. It's not really a booking. You kind of go and then say how many people you want a seat for, and then they say, oh yep, sweet, we'll text you when we actually have availability. So last we heard it was about a half an hour wait, and we're like, that's cool, we like need to sit down now. So we're just sitting out in front of the bathrooms because that's where we could find seats. But in general, today's been a pretty good day. We haven't really done all that much. We went to Jonga's parents' restaurant for lunch, which was really nice, and went and played some of the little kind of claw machine games, which we had varied levels of success at, but everybody has something to hang off their bag now. Not that I have a bag, mine's just stuffed in Vogel's bag. And then we came to the Lotte World Tower Mall. I think this is the Lotte Mall. I don't know. There's too many Lotte things and I'm getting very confused. But we did go up the Lotte Tower at the right time also to see the sunset, and then all of the lights come on. So that was pretty nifty. But yes, as I said, for now, just waiting for dinner. Well, we did finally get in to have our dinner, and it was quite tasty. I was in particular quite impressed by the wonton soup. The broth that it had was really good. But we also had dumplings and some other goodies as well, which were quite tasty. And then, of course, for after dinner, we need to get a sweet treat, so I got myself a matcha ice cream. But for Mum and Dad, we went and got them an egg tart, and they said that was really tasty. And then it was really the case of trying to find our way back to the hotel without guidance from Brother and Jonga, which we did eventually get back to the hotel. We maybe took a little bit of a detour, but it's fine. We ended up grabbing some milk for Mum to make herself some tea anyway, so it's not like it was a wasted trip. But in terms of finally getting back to the hotel, it was about 9:45 at that point. Vogel and I have effectively just been crashing in the room doing some journaling. So he was just writing down what we've been up to, what we've been eating, and I was essentially filling in similar from my weekly spread. But now it's really time to think about going to sleep because it's 11:15. We are going to be having a fairly easy morning tomorrow because we're going to be waiting around for a brother and sister to move their stuff over to the hotel because they're going to be staying for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Mainly because on Monday morning, that's when we're going to be going to Singapore. So it'd be a little bit nicer for us to all be together. And given the fact that they're getting married on Saturday, they don't want to have to worry about checking into a hotel on the day they're supposed to be getting married. Just makes it a little easier to be checking in the day before that. As far as goal-related habits and routines go, I have been very successful in getting my steps. My ankles are paying the price for it. They're not looking that great. I'm certainly hoping that tomorrow's walking around doesn't do them any more harm, because I don't want to like effectively cripple myself for the rest of the trip. That doesn't sound fun. Skin medication, dedicated lunch break, and finishing work by 5:30, those ones are all happening. But still, it's the 2 liters of water one that I am suffering with. I'm feeling really dehydrated. I think I need to make more of a conscious effort to drink water when we're at restaurants and such, and it's actually more readily available. So something for me to keep in mind for tomorrow and the next day and the day after. For now though, I'm just waiting for Vogel to get out of the shower so that we can go to bed because, as said, zonked. And hopefully I can sleep in tomorrow. We might just turn our alarms off and get up whenever we want to, which, knowing my luck, will probably be before 7 o'clock anyway. But anywho, good night. Good morning, happy Friday. Time means nothing. We're on our way to breakfast, having a bit of a later start today, which is good because I'm tired. I'm looking forward to breakfast. Breakfast always makes everything better. How's your breakfast?
It was good, as usual.
Yep, pretty much. I feel like I'm having the same thing every day and I need to change it up tomorrow. But that's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, be adventurous like me. I had chicken neck and it was good.
I had grilled chicken the other day, but it was a chicken wing, which, I mean, like, for breakfast is still adventurous for me, so I think it counts.
Does not.
He is banned from the blog. But we are getting ready for the day. On the cards for today, we are going to a market and we're going for Korean barbecue. And I think that's all that's actually solidly on the plan, because the plans keep getting jumbled around. What was the point of making an itinerary if people don't stick to it? That being said, there were definitely some flaws in the itinerary. But still, I'm hoping for less walking today. I don't think that's gonna happen, but more than anything, I just hope my feet hold out because there is some tenderness. I don't want to cripple myself.
We are back outside. We're going for a little adventure walk before Brother and Jonga get here. Tell us what your elf I see, Vogel.
Nope, translate Korean to English. It doesn't know. Statue of Grand Marshal Wing Su Gongying.
Yeah, it's not Korean, it's Chinese. I didn't even realize there was a park here. That's how, like, non-observant I am. You know, especially because for every time we've gone out of the hotel, we've gone that way and the park was this way. Probably just a reminder for myself to actually observe my surroundings a little more. Probably should take that home with me as like a no general teaching of the trip. We found some exercise equipment in the park, so Vogel's going for a leisurely stroll.
Yep, don't even have to move.
Ew. 1.
I feel like that's cheating, right?
Yeah. Whee! Swing, swing.
How do I stop?
You don't. This is your forever now.
Gains. I'm stuck. You show us how it's really done.
Dad's going to show us how it's actually done.
Oh, it's too easy. Look at me, I'm so light.
Very good, Dad.
Show off.
One hand.
Don't do it, you fall. Do you want us to help you?
No, I can do this.
Okay.
I'm strong. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Feet down. Down a little bit.
Nope.
Just a little bit. Take straight. You can do it. You can do it.
You sound like you need some WD-40 on you.
Try it.
I kept the streak alive today. It counts. I'm also going to do over 8,000 steps, so that counts too. Our little walk was nice, just tottering around, looking at the streets and stuff. And most excitingly, we also got some band-aids. So I can put these on my feet and hopefully they won't feel so sad today. Vogel's filled up my water though, so we're pretty much ready to head out. Feeling band-aided and it's time to head out.
enjoy your Korean barbecue?
So good. It was the best. Come to Korea, have Korean barbecue. It's worth it. My favourite was the beef at the start. It was like very marbled. It was very good.
Before we had our little kind of finisher tea or whatnot, my favorite part was probably the beef rib because it was the most surprising. I really enjoyed that part. But now we're off to go find a market though. Should be a good time. Well, we found a massive mall that is just full of fabric, so essentially Mama's heaven, and she, Jonga, and Jonga's mum went off to go and investigate all of those bits and pieces. But as fun as fabric is, it's not really my personal pastime or hobby to look at, so we came upstairs to find a cafe. Thankfully we found one with many drink options, so we've got all of our delicious beverages and have been sitting here for a little while, so I'm just like, okay, cool. I have seen the inside of this building sufficiently, and I feel like it is time to move on. But our Korean barbecue earlier, that was really good. That was definitely a highlight. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Korean food. I don't think it's really my kind of style of Asian food that I prefer, but I have been well fed on this trip, and that was one of the things I was worried about, so I'm feeling good about that. We'll see how good I feel about it when I get home and weigh in, but for right now, I'm feeling good about it. We have escaped the fabric mall, and we're gonna go for a sneaky hunt to Naksan Park. But also, look at this fabric. Isn't it so cute? Kinda tempted. Don't need it, but kinda tempted. Trying to figure out the train by ourselves is tricky, but we're getting it done, hopefully successfully. This is one of my favorite things about Korean restaurants is they have a cutlery drawer with your napkins and your chopsticks and your spoons. It's just a smart system. Official hand rating of your food? Such a tease.
All right, Bubba, hand rating of your meal. Yay! What did you say it was?
The best udon I've ever had.
The best udon she's ever had. You heard it here, folks. You want to get good udon? Go to Korea.
Well, I can confirm that the band-aids that I put on my ankles at the start of the day did hold up, didn't have any problems there, but one of my toes decided to be the sacrificial offering to the blister gods. Yeah. The funny thing is, it's not even the toe that I was actually worried about rubbing against my shoe. That one was on the other foot. So while that one is sore, the one who has a blister that's now actually doesn't really hurt at all. It just looks really nasty. I'm not gonna show you. But after having our walk in Naksan Park, Vogel and I successfully navigated the subway back to DDP, where we met up with brother and mum and dad. We all went out for dinner, but we all went to dinner at different places. Brother went and got pizza, mum and dad went and got Vietnamese, and Vogel and I went and got Japanese. So tasty. As said, it was like the best udon that I think I ever had. And then most excitingly, we went and got more bingsu because I definitely wanted to have it just like one more time before we go and leave Korea, because you can't really get it in Wellington. Brother says there's one place he knows that does it, but it's just not as good. So I'm very glad that we got to have that again. Definitely can confirm that the steps were achieved. They're on 19.6 thousand at the moment. The water, absolutely not. But in terms of getting in bed before 10, that will be happening, because it is currently 9:15 and I am just well and truly ready to turn the lights off and go to sleep, especially because I want to make sure I get a good night's sleep before tomorrow, because tomorrow is brother and Jonga's wedding. It's going to be so sweet seeing them get married, but we don't actually have to go off to the wedding venue until about 2 o'clock, I think is when we're aiming to get there, which means we do technically have the morning to do stuff. So we think we're going to go and look at the DDP. We're kind of underneath it today in a kind of underground eatery section. We want to actually go and look at it. That one being the Dongdaemun Design Plaza, which is like a cultural center or something. I'm not really too sure what's there, but it does look pretty impressive from the outside, so it'd be nice to go and see it properly, as opposed to just kind of walking past on the way to the station. But then after tomorrow, we only have one more day in Korea before we're going to Singapore. It feels like it's gone pretty quickly. It doesn't help that without my regular work routines, I don't ever really feel like I know what day of the week it is. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, yada yada. But once Vogel is out of the shower, we will be going to bed. For now, I'm just writing in my 5-year journal to record all my memories, and also logging all of my food that we ate today. Because even if I'm not recording the caloric information, at least I'm keeping that routine of tracking my food alive. Along with all the other things I'm trying to keep alive, like the exercise streak and the no KFC streak, which is still going strong. As said though, needing a good night's sleep. So, good night. Good morning, happy Saturday. We're getting ready to go down to breakfast, in the sense that Vogel's in the shower and he's just gonna meet us there, and I'm mostly ready, I just need to get some shoes on. On the cards for today, brother's wedding, and maybe some sightseeing in the morning, but mainly brother's wedding. Breakfast is finito. We're gonna be going to the DDP just to check it out, and then probably find some lunch, and then probably come back and go to the wedding. Well, now as our feet are sufficiently sore and we've had our little trip out to the DDP to have a look around, had a little coffee break or matcha latte break, and went and walked down a street which is called Toy and Stationery Street. But now we're back at the hotel. We haven't had any lunch. We think we might either try and pick some up on the way to the wedding or possibly after we get there, because we have to get there fairly early to get ready. The wedding isn't until like 6 or 6:30 or something. We need to get there at 2, so we're leaving here at 1. It is currently 12:28, so we have about half an hour until we actually have to skedoodle, which means plenty of time to get our stuff together, get packed, and then head out. And I've already gotten my steps for the day, so I don't have to worry about wearing my watch at the wedding. Not that I was going to, because it just looks a little weird in photos, but the steps have already been achieved. Use the break to do the arrival forms for Singapore, so those are done. But now it's time to go. Exciting! But we are safely back in the hotel now. It is 1:15 midnight, so I have definitely missed my 10 p.m. window for bed. But that was always going to happen. It was such a good time. And it was such a beautiful ceremony. And they both looked so good in their wedding get-up. And it was very special to be part of their wedding in the way that I was. My little brother's all grown up. No, he's not. He's still my little brother. As far as goal actions, though, I definitely expect that I ate over the calorie deficit that I'm aiming for, mainly because it was a buffet dinner after the ceremony, and I think I might have eaten a little too much. I'm actually feeling a little bleh now because of it, but I did get my steps, and I kept the exercise streak alive, and it was also nice to meet some of Brother's friends. For now though, Vogel and I are definitely going to sleep. I'm not sure what time we're going to aim to get up in the morning, because both of us are pretty dang tired, and it is pretty dang late, and I have a sneaking suspicion that for tomorrow's general going-ons, brother and sister won't be waking up anytime early, given the fact that they are still not home yet. Well, back at the hotel yet. We also need to figure out how to use the washer dryer tomorrow so that we can do a little bit of laundry before we leave on Monday, but that is a future me problem. For right now, my main problem is getting a good night's sleep. So, good morning, happy Sunday. We got a mini sleep in today, yay, and now we're just trying to figure out what our morning plans are. Mum and Dad have already done breakfast, or they're in the process of having it. We did not get up in time to join them. It's cool, which means we're gonna go in on the next sitting for breakfast, and in the meantime, figure out how to use the washing machine that's all in Korean to wash our clothes, so we have clothes for next week. Boggle's doing some translation for us. I like boiled and saving in boiled. It's steamed rapidly construction. This is excellent. Well, hopefully this one works. It's locked now. The washer is officially washing, and now it is time for breakfast. Breakfast is all wrapped up now. It was a very nice final breakfast in this hotel. In particular, I managed to get fresh chicken and fresh bacon all on the same plate. Oh my gosh, absolutely delicious. But as per usual, we're going out today. We're going to be going on the sightseeing bus. That was bad English. Sightseeing tour bus is what she tried to say. But before that happens, we need the washer to finish so we can put the dryer on so that our clothes will actually be dry by the time we come back to the hotel. Thankfully, it seems to only have 2 minutes left, so should be all right. Our laundry is looking good, all hung up, which means that we can leave for the day. I feel like I haven't been doing a lot of voice check-ins throughout each day, mainly because I feel like I'm trying to live in the moment, and by that I mean fall asleep on the city tour bus.
She did do that.
It was so warm in there, and the bus is just kind of, and I've got hiccups. Sounds like a sad little duck frog. Anyway.
This is all going in.
The bus is just warm, and it was kind of rocking back and forth, and they're playing music, which mainly was Christmas music, and so I just figured that I'd close my eyes for a bit and fall asleep.
What was the other music they played on the bus?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, it was literally Western Christmas music and K-pop Demon Hunters. That's all they played. But also we were listening to an English translation in our ears, which had music when it wasn't talking, which was off the music being broadcast off the bus. So we'd hear a song and then hear it again through the headphones, or vice versa.
Yeah, so you're like listening to Mariah Carey, but then the bus is listening to Golden.
Yeah.
It was certainly an experience. But what did we do after we got off the city bus?
We went to the Coex Starfield Mall and we had some Shabba Shabba.
Shabu Shabu. But before we had Shabu Shabu, we did go and see the Starfield Library, which I thought It's gonna sound silly. I thought it was gonna be bigger. It felt like one kind of main room area that's very kind of Instagrammable and photographable, and that's why most of the photos look as good as they do, because they're just that one area. It was still cool to see though. It was still set up for Christmas. Like, they really seem to live in their Christmas realm here. Like, a lot of time spent with their Christmas tunes and their Christmas decorations. And I mean, like, you know, if you're gonna go to the effort of putting it up, sure, why not? But it still seems interesting. What did we do after we had our shabu shabu?
We went and found the Gangnam Style statue.
Yep.
Of the hands, and then we found the Coex massive screen that they also mimicked in K-pop Demon Hunters.
There were no Saja boys on this one.
There's no Sergeant Boys on this one, or Huntrix.
Or Hunter.
No Huntrix.
And then when we tried to come back, it turns out that I didn't have quite enough money on my bank card, or bus card rather, to actually get us home. So it's just like, well, I guess we'll just take an Uber, which I was totally fine with because you are guaranteed a seat, which is also a plus, and you don't have to talk to anybody. Yeah, on the way over, I think the way Vogel kind of phrased it was we picked up a stray. I know that he was trying to be helpful, but then he kind of just lingered. And he, like, caught the train with us for all 12 stops of where we were going. It's like, okay, dude, like, bye.
Go away now.
Go away now. Throw it away now.
I knew you wouldn't resist saying something.
I have to. But no, like, it's one of those things. Yes, he was very helpful, but then he kind of just, like, stuck around. I'm like, okay, that was all the help we needed. You can go now. And you don't want to be unkind because somebody's trying to be friendly, but also it's like, do you want something, buddy?
You said I look like Jason Statham.
Yeah.
He was alright.
But we made it back. We went and got a Starbucks. It was very nice. And now what are we going to do?
Get dinner and then pack.
Yeah.
And go to bed.
Yeah. I'm already so tired.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll fall asleep quick and we'll get maybe 5 hours.
That should be good. At least we've convinced the family to let us take a cab to the airport. I don't want to take a bus.
I mean, we were always taking a cab.
Yeah, it's just easier. As convenient as public transport is, the idea of having to carry heavy bags through public transport at that early in the morning,
No.
no.
I am 34. I'm not doing that anymore.
Not do it. I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this shit. I sat in the old people seats on the train today because I'm old.
Yeah, which he shouldn't have done, naughty mister.
No one needed it, to be fair. If someone had, I would have obviously moved.
Very good. But in terms of your goal action steps for the week, how have you been going with your routines?
Surprisingly good, given I've been on holiday. I've actually only missed a couple days on odd things. And, like, one of them we got home at, like, midnight. So I can't really get to bed at 10 if people don't bring me home at 10.
Yeah. But no, I actually feel like I've done a surprisingly good job of keeping up with things. I mean, there are some that I definitely wish I would have kept up with better. For instance, hydration. That one has been pretty abysmal, and I feel like the body is definitely paying the price for it. So I'm hoping that I can remedy that in Singapore. It's the kind of thing that, like, you know, you drink water here because your throat is dry or whatever, and it feels like regardless of how much you drink, it's still just dry. To the extent where you're like, why bother? But also not. I just don't have a proper water bottle here. But that is also a me problem. I did this to myself.
Yep, she could have brought one. I would have carried it.
Well, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Vogel's been doing very good with carrying the bag. I very much appreciate it. But, most excitingly, our washing actually dried fairly well. I'm pretty impressed by that. For just being, like, you know, sitting out in a hotel room with the heater on and the fan pointed at it, it's actually done a very good job. Probably in part because of how dry the air is here. So the air's just like, oop, moisture, don't matter if I do. Packing progress shot, going well. Mine is also doing okay.
Look at the little baby Snorlax. So cute.
Guess what?
What?
It's time for dinner.
Dinner, packing, bed.
We ended up going to the same chicken place that we went to the first day we were here. Even though, in theory, we were going to try a different one, it wasn't actually open. but it's cool. We got a slight variation on what we ordered the first time. It was still just as tasty. And then we went for bingsu because we had to make sure we finished our last day in Korea with bingsu. Absolutely delicious. But I am so full now. We have farewell Jogger's mum. We're going to be headed off to the airport at ass crack o'clock tomorrow. So I definitely need to be getting some sleep. But in terms of my week 2 routines, this is what my completion looked like, which I don't think is too bad for being on holiday, though I definitely wish I had have hydrated more. So I'm hoping for week 3 to make that a little bit more of a focus. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, because it's all good and well to say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna focus on this more, but if it doesn't have an action plan to back it up, typically nothing happens. So I think I'm going to be a little bit more attentive about making sure my water bottle is filled in the morning after breakfast and trying to fill it up anytime we stop somewhere for lunch or for food or like whatever. That should at least keep me a little bit more hydrated. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be getting to 2 liters every day, but it should in theory be better than what I did this week. That's a next week me problem though, aka a tomorrow me problem. And tomorrow me has other problems like actually getting her butt out of bed. So for now, good night.
Not too bad an effort for week 2, and I did get my 1 priority action for the week checked off. But of course, moving into week 3, we have new priority actions that we need to take care of, and this time with a slightly longer list, just because at the end of week 3 we were actually getting back to New Zealand, and thus I kind of wanted to set myself up for success in week 4. So some of the action steps I can't even action until the very end of the week, but the most important one of course was just having fun in Singapore. In terms of routines, the ones I'm tracking stay the same, we just reset the board. So let's see how week 3 went.
Good morning, happy Monday. In the sense that it's like 4 in the morning and I'm tired and want to go back to bed, but we have to get ready to get to the airport to get a flight. So technically speaking, wake up was at 3:30 in the morning. I'm at least showered now, feeling slightly more alive, but I am still very much looking forward to the potential of having a nap on the plane. Though our plane doesn't actually leave until 8:50, and usually when you get on at that time in the morning, they give you breakfast, so you don't want to go to sleep right away. You have to kind of wait a little bit. It'll be fine. Maybe I can find a nice chair to sit in at the airport and just rest my eyes. On the cards for today though, we are headed to Singapore. The Korea part of our trip is done. We very much enjoyed it. Thank you Korea for having us. And now it's time to head on over to Singapore, where the weather is going to be definitely different. It has been super cold here in Korea and very dry, which means that I have felt very dehydrated, and so has my skin, and so has my throat and my nose. And on the other hand, Singapore is supposed to be quite humid and decently warmer. So I think that it would be nice for all of about 15 minutes to get somewhere a little bit more warm in the kind of like everyday outdoor spaces, and then I'm going to be instantly over it because I would always prefer to be more cold than warm. I mean, technically speaking, I'd always prefer to be the correct temperature for whatever the season is, but I digress. Right now though, need to get myself ready because funnily enough, this is not the airport fashion that I'm really looking for. Plus my hair is wet, and going outside here with wet hair seems like a bad idea. We are packed up and ready to roll out. Vogel has found himself a seat, feeling good about it. But otherwise, we have made it through to the departure area-esque kind of thing. We might go try and find a snack because we're a little peckish. It's currently 6:45, so definitely still too early for me. We have made it to the sitting spot.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Singapore?
Yes.
What are you most excited for?
The humidity until I hate it.
Yeah. I think it'd be nicer to be warmer, like you can go out without a coat on.
Yep.
But I think that the enjoyment of that will be short-lived.
Yes, I think within an hour we're going to hate it.
You gonna sleep on the plane?
No.
No. You don't watch movies?
Yep.
Yeah. How many are you hoping to get through?
At least 1.
He'll definitely get through at least 1.
Maybe 2 if I'm lucky.
I reckon
I'm not
we
going to aim for 3, that's silly.
I mean, some of us can do it. Well, we have officially made it to the hotel and it is super cute and I'm very excited to be here and super excited that our room has air conditioning that we can actually change the temperature of. That's going to be great
because yes, it is definitely warmer here than it is in Seoul, which was not unexpected in the slightest. But for now, we're just gonna go down to the quote club lounge and get a drink. The club lounge is actually super cute. They've got a little drinks fridge and they give you a welcome drink on arrival and you can get some little snacks. So we just had a little lounging session by the pool area and now I've come back up to my room so I could give my parents their cases because when we arrived their room wasn't quite ready yet. So I've now gone and transferred the stuff from our room to theirs for them. So they're doing a little freshen up and I'm thinking I'm just gonna change my shoes so that then my toes can escape their toe prison, aka my sealed sneakers, and maybe wear some jandals, flip-flops, thongs, whatever you call them, because I think that my feet will appreciate having some breathing room. Time to go and get some dinner because we're really peckish. We ended up going and grabbing Thai food because it was Mum's birthday and she wanted Thai food. Oddly enough, the restaurant didn't have pad Thai. Everybody got something that they liked though, so no harm, no foul, but I kind of missed the fact that there wasn't any pad Thai. It is all good though, because of course we had to go and get a sweet treat for after, so we went to an ice cream and waffle place that instead of doing free samples of the flavors before you order, they give you a mini scoop on top of whatever you order so that you can try an additional flavor, which of course Vogel used to get the same flavor twice. He did enjoy it though, so all good. We did a little walking around, then we came back to the hotel and brother and I decided to go and check out the pool kind of more properly. He actually got in for a proper swim. I just paddled around with my kind of pants up around my knees, desperately holding on to them, making sure that they didn't get wet because I didn't want to accidentally drop them in the water. But even though it was a travel day, it was still a good day. And I definitely got closer to hitting my water goal than any other day of this trip, but still did not get to 2 liters. The exercise streak is alive. I got over 8,000 steps. I got to like 11.8 thousand. But for now, it is 8:54 and we are zonked given the fact that we were up at 3:30 in the morning, so it is definitely time to go to bed. Good night. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am feeling much more well rested now, huzzah, and am very much ready for breakfast. Double huzzah, because Vogel's almost ready too, and then we can go down and eat something. But on the cards for today, I think we are doing a tour bus of the city type thing, just to kind of get our bearings, see some sights without having to walk around too much, which my feet will very much appreciate because blisters. It's hard to appreciate how the warm weather here is going to affect me, mainly because we're sitting in an air-conditioned hotel room right now. And when we got in last night, the sun was kind of behind the clouds a lot and there was a nice breeze and such. So I'm hoping that I handle the heat well. I'm not usually the kind of person who does handle heat well though, so we'll have to wait and see. Outside of bus touring though, I don't quite remember what it is we're doing. I think we might go to a museum, we might go on a river walk, I'm not too sure. But stay tuned, it should be good. This is the problem with our bathroom, is that if the rest of the room is dark because somebody's trying to sleep and you turn the bathroom light on, you can see everything. Breakfast is done though, so we're just getting ready to head out for the day. My hair is doing a thing, but I also appreciate that I didn't have to dry it today because it's not like, you know, sub-zero temperatures outside, so I'm not gonna get frosty hair or anything like that. I'm just gonna get fluffy hair because of the humidity or something like that instead.
Well, the weather today certainly took a turn. Everything was fine, and then it was just torrential downpour. So everybody got very soggy and thus a little bit cold when we inevitably ended up just going out for tea instead of coming back to the hotel, because we're like, if we're already out and it's wet, we might as well just like commit to this. But of course, everywhere indoors is air conditioned and we were soggy, so it's like soggy and air conditioned, now frosty. But we're still gonna go to the pool because I bought shorts to get in the water with. I'm not wearing my leggings into the water. That would just be a little bit too much for me. Hi.
Hello.
You gonna come swimming with us?
Yes.
How exciting. Well, the pool was refreshing, but cold. I think it's also in part because we were sitting in the cold restaurant with our wet clothes before that. We weren't quite as warm as we were last night when we got in, but it was still fun. Had a splash around, dipped my feet in. For now though, I need to go and rinse all of this, and then I'll probably go downstairs again for just a little bit more chilling in the general lounge area. Should be good. In terms of steps today, I already got 10,000, so can put a check in that box. Probably ate over a calorie deficit. Haven't actually tracked my food yet because I haven't set up my journal layout for this week. But once I set that up, I will be able to check that thing off. Maybe I take that downstairs and work on that. Well, our little hangout down in the lounge area was very pleasant. Got my weekly for this week set up, including my routine tracker, and all in all, today was a pretty good day, even though it rained and we got very soggy. I think that the Art and Science Museum was really cool, especially like, you know, the Team Lab section. Not that we really went to any of the other sections, but Team Lab is something that I have seen a lot of online and thought it looked really cool. So it was really awesome to be able to actually go and experience it firsthand. Had good food. We had the triumphant refinding of Mum's hat, because when we were on the city bus, she was sitting up the top and she went to take a photo of something, it just fully blew off her head. And so we were kind of thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be great if when we go back to that area, because we did like a full loop and then kind of backtracked, wouldn't it be great if we found her hat? But we were not holding out a lot of hope because, you know, once something blows off your head on a bus, the likelihood of it actually being found again is pretty slim, but it was there. In the gutter. That is definitely the biggest triumph of the day. For now though, it is past 10 o'clock, so didn't necessarily get that one checked off on my routine tracker, and thus time to go to sleep, especially considering I got 16,000 steps today, which was like, yay, but also, so, good night. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is time to head off to breakfast, but instead of going down to the first floor, we're gonna go to the club lounge and see if that breakfast is different. What's gonna be different? I want to say better, but I'm like, we'll see. Breakfast happened. The temperature control on the food was less than optimal, but I enjoyed my pastries, so there was that. For today though, we have decided that we are going to be going to do Gardens by the Bay instead of whatever other plan we initially had. Mainly because our plans didn't account for rain. It is a little hard to predict several weeks in advance as to when the rains are going to be coming or whether there is going to be rain. But yes, today there is going to be rain from about 12 in theory. So I wanted to try and find something that was closer to where we are compared to our original plan and also has stuff that is undercover. And at least Gardens by the Bay has the outdoor area, but then also the indoor attractions as well. So we're gonna go do those. Should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing it, given the fact that this is the garden city or whatever they call it. And there's all this plant life just in the general kind of public spaces. It should be cool to see an intentional kind of like subsection garden zone. Before that happens though, we do need to sort out the case situation because this is not ideal. It's very hard to find what I'm looking for any given morning. Want to make it easier for future Jess. Time to head out for the day.
Well, we went and did our dinosaur tree walk. It was a good time though. They were very interesting in terms of the animatronics. They were very well done. I think they're the best dinosaur animatronics I've seen. But I also feel like the dinosaur aspect of it kind of distracts from the what seems to be the more permanent art installations in there, to the extent where I don't think I even took any real videos of those things because I was just so distracted by the dinosaurs. But that's okay. We're getting lunch now, which is a good thing because I am both famished and overheated. So sitting somewhere that's a little bit more air conditioned is just kind of a nice respite from the outside heat and humidity. But once we're finished up here, we're going to go and look at the flower dome and have a look at the flower walk, which I think also should be good. It still hasn't rained yet, despite what the weather was reporting. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not necessarily sad if it doesn't rain because I don't want my shoes to get wet, but we'll see.
Looking cute in your ponchos.
Well, the flower dome was really pretty, and then we got on the bus to do the kind of yellow loop route for the city bus tour. And during that one, it started to rain a little and then a lottle. So the rain did eventually come, and oh my gosh, was it pissing down. Thankfully, by the time we actually had to get off the bus for the red route to come home, it had kind of settled down like a decent amount, which meant that I could go get another waffle and ice cream. Absolutely delicious. And they were also serving like happy hour canapes and drinks and cocktails and whatnot at the club lounge. So mum, dad, brother and I went and enjoyed a little drink and some snackage, and now it is time to go downstairs for dinner, of which I will probably not be very hungry for because I already had a little bit of snackage and a waffle and ice cream. But I'm sure it'll be good. And even more importantly, I saw the cutest snail. Oh, it was so gorgeous.
Matt's on a diet. He's not gonna have any food. Mum's got some fishy fish and Vogel's got some fishy fish. Dad has some fishy fish. No fishy fish. Zero fishy fish. He broke the diet.
Dinner was quite tasty though, but the kind of joke at dinner and why brother's on a diet and I'm not having any food is because the guy was taking our order. He took mum's, he took Vogel's, he went to take mine. I'm like, I'm not ready, just give me a second. So he took dad's, and then as soon as he went to start taking brother's, brother like started saying his order and then the guy just like ran off. He didn't sprint or anything, but he kind of mumbled something very quickly and then walked away, and it's like, okay, is he coming back? And mum's like, yeah, sure, of course he's coming back. He did not come back. We had to call somebody else over to take our orders. That's after their food had already arrived. It was kind of funny. But it's all good. The food itself was really tasty. I'm feeling very well fed. And we were gonna possibly go and hang out by the pool and just lounge for a bit, but everybody seems absolutely exhausted. Which that is fair. We got 14,000 steps today, or at least I did. I have the shortest legs of the family, so they probably didn't get quite as many steps, or possibly more depending on where they went for their flower walks and such. But I think we're probably all in the mood for more of a lazy day tomorrow. We'll still probably go out, we'll still be doing stuff, but just trying to take it a little more chill because we're all very zonked. Which makes sense, we have been away from home for a while. So for now though, I'm just chilling in the room. I'm gonna do some journaling, maybe watch some YouTube or something, and also possibly just get an early night. It's currently 8:20. I wouldn't mind getting to bed before 10 p.m. I'm definitely going to be in bed before 10 p.m, so I'll be able to check that off on my tracker. But I do need to fill in my journal so that I can make sure that I can check off tracking my food at least. But after that, it'll pretty much be time for bed. So, good night. Good morning, happy Thursday. We are hopefully going to take it kind of chill today because my feet still hurt even though I've been in bed for however many hours. In fact, last night was the longest sleep that I've had in a while, but it definitely wasn't the best sleep. I think I've turned the air conditioner up too much. I don't really know how to explain that. The temperature gauge is set too high because previously it was set too low. but it's all good because we're getting up now. Gotta go get showered, get ready for the day, go have breakfast, always very important, and then figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of the day. EB has their 50% off sale because they're closing down, so we're all just sitting here on our devices. Except mum and dad, because they don't really care, but we are getting sales. No, he's been blocked. Turns out we all got geo-locked out of the store, so nobody's allowed anything from EB. It's fine, we didn't need anything anyways. We built mum a tiny pillow fort to protect her from the wind. It's not very effective. The day plan is go out, see some stuff, come back, and just chill out, because we're tired. Despite saying at the start of the day that we were going to be taking it easy and have a very chill kind of day, still ended up doing enough steps to form 2 new blisters. For what it's worth, that only takes 14,500 steps. And I know there's gonna be more stepping tomorrow, because we're going to Universal Studios. I'm very much looking forward to it. It should be good. Right now though, I am zonked. So tired. And I have this sneaking suspicion that I'm effectively going to be tired for the rest of the trip. Hopefully I get a good enough sleep on the flight back, but that is not a right now problem. What I will say though is that the dinner we went out for, even though it was a little bit more upmarket than we were initially expecting, it was delicious. I had a pad thai, I had a coconut creme brulee type thing, it was so good. But also we had these prawn cake things, these like deep fried prawn cakes that had this plum sauce and some Thai chili sauce, and they were so good. So I do feel very well fed. Probably didn't eat within the calorie deficit, but that's cool. I'm not tracking that on the holiday. I just need to make sure I actually track what I ate. And while I haven't written it down in my journal just yet, I will get it done before the end of the week. And I'm going to give myself a pass on that because I can't reliably get into my journal every single day when I'm on holiday. And that's also not something that I consider to be necessary to say that I'm being consistent with my journal. Like, yes, I do call it my everyday journal because ideally, in theory, I'd be getting into it every single day. But when life gets busy or when I'm away or something like that, that is very rarely the case. Actually, to be completely honest, oftentimes when I'm away on a trip like this, I don't touch my journal at all, to the extent where I wasn't even planning on bringing it. But Vogel said he was going to bring his, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll bring mine too. And it's been nice to have it here just to record little snippets of what's been happening, also record my meals that I've been having, so kind of tracking my food in that respect, and being able to check in with my routine tracker to try and keep the streak alive on some of my routines, even if others have been very difficult to keep up with. Anywho, I said, so tired, definitely need to sleep, so good night. Good morning, happy Friday. Today is Universal Day. We have had breakfast, we are getting ready to head out for the day. I'm sincerely hoping that it isn't too hot, but I just don't think that that's actually going to be the case. But more than anything, I just hope it doesn't rain on us, because we moved our Universal excursion to today so that we hopefully don't get rained on. It didn't seem to rain yesterday, so I'm hoping that we have similar things happening today. Like, if it's gonna rain in Singapore, I hope it rains somewhere else in Singapore. In general though, looking forward to the rides, looking forward to having some fun. Should be good. Happy days from Universal. What was the best part of the day?
The air conditioning.
Yeah, anytime we went into the cafes, they had air conditioning.
It's so hot, you guys.
It is quite hot, but in terms of rides, what was the best ride of the day?
I think I like the Transformers one the best. It wasn't too aggressive. I'm baby.
It is confirmed. He is baby. I went on the Cylon ride, like the Battlestar Galactica Cylon ride, the one that has, what, like 5 upside down portions. That was excellent. It was a really good time. And the wait queue, like, wasn't too bad. It said 30 minutes, but I don't think it was a full 30. That was good. The Mummy one was good. Do you like that one?
It was scary. I didn't like that one. I feel like I got tricked because it was more chill at Universal Florida.
Yeah, the one in Universal Florida felt a little bit more chill compared to the one here, but I liked it enough to go on it twice because it got to a point in the day where the wait time on that was only 5 minutes. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll wait 5 minutes for that again. We did the Transformers twice as well.
Yeah.
What was the best food of the day?
My popcorn.
Yeah, we don't have any footage of that one because he ate it too quickly.
Pretty much, yeah. I let them go do their thing and I went and had popcorn.
Yeah, so brother and Jonga went to go and do the Puss in Boots ride, and I went to go do the Cylon ride, and Vogel went to ride the wave of going to get popcorn.
And I joined a lovely Asian couple on their date. I think I was supposed to get into a different thing on one of the rides, and I was like, oh, I'll just leave more free spaces I can fit here. So I was like, hi guys, and they're like, hey.
What's the plan for after this though?
Go and have a shower to end all showers.
Yeah, we're both very sticky, very sweaty. I didn't wear sunscreen because I am the way I am, but he did, and it's now very overcast and still warm. Light breeze, which is pleasant. Did start raining, we found shelter. huzzah. But yeah, a shower would be a good play.
Well, we went to go and see the light show, or the Garden Rhapsody, over at Gardens by the Bay. It was pretty cool. It did start raining, which did certainly dampen the experience. Oh god. It's too late for me to be making jokes like this, but saw that, very much enjoyed it, got back on the bus to come back towards the hotel. Vogel and I ended up getting some dinner and just bringing that back to the hotel and chilling on our bed, eating that, watching some YouTube. And now it is 10 to 11. I am well and truly ready for sleep. My feet are done. They are protesting. I have a new blister. The ones that were already there are looking measurably worse. And in terms of steps today, I got like 19.9 almost. 1,000. That is not 19.9 steps. That'd be a little bit sad given how far we went. Vogel is gonna have a shower before we go to bed though, so I'm just probably gonna watch another little YouTube video, be very, very chill. And then tomorrow, we'll be going home. I am looking forward to going home. I do wish that there were a couple of other things that we could have seen in Singapore, but tomorrow I do want to spend a good chunk of the day at the airport, so we're booked in for a cab at 11 a.m. to take us over there, because it's supposed to be one of the best airports in the world, so I want to go and see all of the bits and pieces. We literally just watched a video of somebody spending 24 hours at the Singapore airport to kind of get us hyped for it, and also kind of highlight maybe some of the things we might want to see. So that's got me even more excited for it. But it'll definitely be a better experience if I am well rested. So, watching a little video, once Vogel's ready for bed, it's gonna be good night. Good morning, happy Saturday. My feet are still sore, but I'm very excited to get my feet back home. On the cards for today is essentially wake up, which kind of done, breakfast, pack, taxi to the airport, enjoy the airport, and then get on a plane. I don't think packing will take all that long. I typically find that repacking a case to come home is just not as much of a faff as it is to pack the case to go away. Mainly because packing the case to go away requires a lot of decision making and checking that you've got everything, in theory. Whereas repacking to come home is just like chuck everything back in case, make sure it fits nicely, and leave. Vogel's in the shower at the moment. I'm gonna have a shower after him, then we'll go down to breakfast and really get the day started. As I said though, my feet are still sore, and I think that in terms of walking around the airport today, we do still want to see a decent chunk of stuff in there because it seems cool, but I'm gonna try and pace myself. Which is what I have said every other day that we try to take a chill and then end up doing 14,000 steps or something ridiculous. But at least I'm keeping the streak alive. The exercise is definitely happening. But I am thinking about how I'm going to tackle keeping the streak alive when I'm back. Because obviously when we've been away on holiday, it's been pretty easy to keep the streak alive because there are things that we want to go do and see, and getting 8,000 steps is really kind of like a given because we're doing a lot of walking to do all of those things. But when I get back, there's not necessarily anything to do or see that's gonna really require walking. So it might be all too easy just to be like, I'll just take it easy today. It's not even a problem. But given the fact that I am aiming for 8,000 steps a day average, I don't necessarily have to get 8,000 every single day. And with the number of steps we've done over the past 2 weeks, I'd be very curious to know how many steps I actually have to get for each of the days remaining in the quarter to still keep my 8,000 daily average. I'm not going to do that math right now though. Right now I need to get out of bed and get my stuff ready for my shower. Breakfast is done now though, so it's time to get to packing. Yay! The cases are packed. Just ignore that plastic bag, that's not part of it.
Goodbye, pool. I will miss you.
We are all checked in and ready to hang out at the airport. Where are we going first?
The Jewel. That's how you know they're real plants, because that one's dying. In my defense, would you put a plant that looked like that if it was plastic?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hello.
Well, we did it. We officially had our full day at the airport. What was the highlight?
The waterfall and Pokemon.
Yes, and the Pokemon. We have some very cute plushies. I'm very excited to add them to our collection at home. But you know what I'm more excited about?
Getting on the plane and getting set.
Yep, just getting in your space. That's the thing, is like, whenever it comes to transit, I just want to get to the next spot where I just sit and wait, kind of a thing. So while today was very enjoyable, getting to see the sights of the airport and such, I'm just very excited to get on the plane, get in my seat, get comfy, get my foot prisons off, which is what I'm calling my shoes now. The feet just want to be released. Release me! What are you going to do on the plane?
I'm going to marathon Mission Impossible.
Yeah, all of them? Or?
No, the first two suck, and I don't really care to rewatch the third one right now.
That's very fair. I will make my decision when I get seated, because I might be too wired to actually do any kind of sleeping, so. But for now, the check-in line is getting slowly but surely shorter. And it's like everybody kind of got up to queue, and I'm just like, oh, queuing, my favorite.
Suckers.
I'll just sit here and wait for the queue to die down. But it is dying down to a point where it might be worth
Probably should
moving.
go.
Yeah. Well, we made it home.
In mostly one piece.
We're in one piece. Nothing is broken. Everything is fine.
My body is broken.
Okay, so he's busted, but I'm all good.
I'm a bit sick.
He is a little sick. But no, we made it home. Everything is good. The washing has already been put on, which means I will actually have clean clothes next week, which will be very pleasant. And they won't smell like travel. They'll smell like home, you know? But most excitingly, Monica took very good care of our plants, so they're all looking really good.
Thank you, Monica.
And we also arrived home to packages, which is always kind of fun. Yay, happy mail. What did you get?
I got myself some dice. Pro tip, buy yourself a present when you go on holiday, and then when it arrives, you'll be like, yay, that's a nice surprise when I got home.
Yeah, it's like a reward for coming home.
Yeah.
And I also got a few bits and pieces, which are kind of exciting. But for now, it is just thinking about lugging our stuff upstairs, getting as unpacked as we care to bother for tonight, which I'm going to try and aim for everything. It'd be really nice to start next week with everything unpacked. We'll see what happens. And then it's going to be thinking about dinner. Because realistically, right now, it feels more like lunchtime. We did technically have a breakfast on the plane. But yeah, what are you going to have?
Hells.
Nice. It's a pizza place. I'm probably going to have Subway. And also can confirm that my wallet was safely in its typical resting spot. I just never picked it up to take it out the door to go on our vacation. It's okay. I learned something new about myself in terms of things that I need to check before I leave the house to go away. Also can confirm only 2 of the ones that I purchased thinking they were shampoo turned out to be conditioner. So I have 6 bottles of conditioner and 2 bottles of shampoo. Slightly better than I thought it could be. In an attempt to make tomorrow Jess's life a little bit easier, I've also started transferring the footage from my phone onto my computer. But given that it's now 7:45, we are going to go and get dinner, because otherwise dinner won't happen and we'll go to bed hungry and that just won't be a good night's sleep. And we also don't want to eat too late and then have a bad night's sleep because of that either. Dinner was most enjoyable, and while I was intending on doing some more packing before I went to sleep, I'm crashing so badly. I only got 1 hour of sleep on the plane, honestly, which means that I have been awake for, well, she can't hold her phone, so that's going well. Let's try that again. Roughly 32 hours with a 1 hour break in the middle there somewhere for a little sleep. I sincerely hope that I sleep well tonight. If the body wakes me up at some time before my alarm goes off, I'm gonna be a little cross. The last 2 weeks have been good though. We all had a really good time, but we are also glad to be back. So, in the interest of making sure that week 4 is as productive as possible, I'm gonna go to bed. So, now for something completely different. I thought that was gonna end differently. I'm like, you do not need to share that with them.
Will disrupt in-flight Wi-Fi on flights to and from.
Maybe. Oh no, it's okay.
It's a video.
Thank you.
Hello. So we're just swapping our days around. Do always do that, swapping. I thought it was funny. I'm gonna look up the pronunciation. Give me a tick. But as Bogle and I mentioned, we didn't actually realize that. But as Bogle and I mentioned earlier, we didn't really. So we went over to the national. I'm so tired. We'll cut this awkward pause out because I can't remember what we're talking about.
Oh, what was it? There was something really cool.
Making my way downtown. Walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Secret tunnel at the palace.
They're not that bad. The new BMW, the bus metro walk. Band-aided up, band-aided. Brother is trying to attack me with a straw.
Don't fall, Mr. Bubba.
Official hand rating of your food. You don't look very happy about it.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, scene. Actor.
The best udon she's ever had.
It's currently end exercise. Yes, I have been walking. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, get out. Seriously. And so
We'd hear a song.
we hear a song. Shabby.
Shubby. Fuck's sake.
It's like literally sat on the bed to film this and then instantly started hiccuping. So this is going super well, but
You do this for a living.
yeah. Do you know how much editing I have to do? That's why it takes me so
Well,
long.
you wouldn't if you could one take it.
He doesn't get to be part of the vlog anymore. What a dick.
Don't attack me, chicken.
Secret tunnel. So, Mum, Dad, Matt and I went and enjoyed that. Matt is brother. I don't call Matt very often. Ugh, sounds weird. And even more importantly, testing 1 3. Having a look at the progress from week 3 though, I didn't quite get all of my priority actions checked off, mainly because I couldn't think of a lunch option that was going to be easy enough to meal prep once we got back, given the fact that our flight in Wellington landed at 5 p.m, then you have to get all of your stuff and get home and sort dinner, and possibly unpack and definitely do your laundry. I think that choosing to try and do meal prep on a Sunday evening after a really long flight maybe just bit off a little more than I could chew there, but that's okay because I can always start my week with some meal prep. I don't have to do it on a Sunday, though I do prefer to. And in terms of my week 3 routines, they ended up looking like this, again with green being the idea of the routine getting completed, yellow being partially completed or I'm not too sure if it got completed, and red being no, that one did not happen. I already know that across the 2-week period my weight definitely went up. Too much good food, not enough monitoring of what I was eating, and definitely not enough water, so you know that the hydration is going to be a priority for next week.
week. In terms of the challenge itself though, if you wanted to get involved and join the Change Your Life Challenge, we would absolutely love to have you with us. While this video was one of the progress vlogs that I'll be sharing across the 13-week period, we are only 3 weeks in at this stage, so there's still plenty of time to join us and make progress you can be proud of. To find out more about the challenge, how to get involved, and how to set yourself up for success, this playlist is the next one to check out. That one has our introductory video and a bunch of other resources for you, so click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.